Ever feel like no matter how hard you try, you just can't seem to make the progress you want? Whether it's at work, learning a new skill, or trying to master a hobby, it feels like you're putting in the effort, but you're not seeing the results fast enough, right? Well, today, I've got something that's going to change all of that. I'm about to share with you 5 key secrets that will help you master anything faster than you ever thought possible. Yep, 5 simple but powerful strategies to help you cut down your learning time, hit your goals, and get ahead quicker than everyone else around you. But before we jump into these 5 secrets, I need you to do one thing. Hit that subscribe button right now. Trust me, this isn't just a one-time tip. I'm constantly dropping valuable insights to help you level up your skills and take charge of your life. You don't want to miss what's coming next. Here's the thing. Mastering something isn't just about working harder or putting in endless hours. It's about learning smart, and that's exactly what we're diving into today. Imagine learning a new skill in half the time, or even faster. Sounds amazing, doesn't it? All right, ready to discover how to master anything? Yes, I mean anything. Fast? Stick with me because I'm about to break it all down, step by step. Let's dive in. But before we get into the details, let me tell you a story. One that might sound familiar, yet holds the secret to mastering anything. This is the story of Jake, a man whose life, on the surface, seemed perfectly fine, but who discovered something deeper. Jake was the definition of an ordinary American man. At 40 years old, he had lived through many ups and downs. He had a stable office job, a modest house, and a loving family. On the surface, everything looked fine. But deep down, Jake knew things weren't as perfect as they seemed. Jake's life was a constant struggle, one burden after another. At an age when he should have been at the peak of his career, Jake found himself stuck in a dead-end job, a position he had held for 10 years without any chance of promotion. His friends had moved on, climbing the career ladder, buying nice homes, expensive cars, and taking luxurious vacations. Jake, meanwhile, was stuck in the same place, struggling to keep up with the ever-growing pile of bills. The financial pressure started to choke Jake. His salary hadn't increased in 5 years, but the cost of living just kept going up. Month after month, he found himself scrambling to pay off credit card debt, borrowing money from family, and cutting back on every unnecessary expense. Every time those bills arrived, it felt like he was being buried alive under a mountain of paper. Every bill was a knife to his pride. Jake would lie awake at night staring at the ceiling, feeling his breath grow heavier. Anxiety and stress crept into every corner of his life. The arguments with his wife over small, trivial things, money, the kids who would cook dinner, only added to the tension. The family, once a source of comfort, was now just another source of pressure. Jake felt like he was sinking deeper and deeper into a pit with no way out. After a long day at work, he'd come home, look at his 2 young children sleeping soundly, and his heart would ache. As a father, all he wanted was to give them the best life possible. But the harsh reality was that he couldn't even afford to give them a small vacation or buy them the toys they dreamed of. Jake began to lose control. He had tried to change things. He bought self-help books, listened to success podcasts, and even signed up for online courses at night. But every time he tried, the results were the same. Nothing changed. He tried learning programming but never made progress. He attempted online business ventures but failed due to a lack of experience. Every time he set a new goal, life would knock him down again, making everything seem further out of reach. The constant failure didn't just disappoint Jake, it made him feel worthless. The goals he once set now weighed on his chest like bricks, making it hard to breathe. The lack of strategy and information overload only made things worse. Every time Jake tried to pull himself up, he felt like something was dragging him back down deeper into the whirlpool of helplessness. He remembered one particular evening when he sat at the kitchen table, staring at a long to-do list. Learn programming to advance his career, improve his finances, develop communication skills. But the list felt like a wall too high to climb. Jake felt completely drained. His heart raced, sweat trickled down his spine as he realized he was failing at everything. Jake's mindset began to shift from disappointment to complete despair. He felt like he was losing not just his career, but himself. He began avoiding his successful friends, refusing to attend social gatherings because he felt like a loser. He withdrew from the world, slowly losing confidence and the will to fight back. It felt like he was suffocating. Each day was just survival, not living. Jake barely recognized himself anymore. Each month, the growing stack of bills, the relentless bank alerts, and the rising cost of living weighed him down. Failure and helplessness followed him everywhere he went, like a shadow he couldn't escape. One evening, after receiving yet another notification from the bank about his overdrawn account, Jake found himself scrolling through social media, hoping to find a distraction or maybe even a glimmer of hope. But every photo he saw was just another reminder of how far behind he was. Friends showing off their new homes, their vacations, their successes. He couldn't help but feel like he was stuck in quicksand, sinking deeper with each passing day. And then, in the middle of it all, something caught his eye. A video titled, "How to Master Anything Fast: 5 Key Secrets." Jake didn't have much hope. He had already tried countless methods, read books, attended courses. Nothing seemed to work. But something inside him, driven by sheer desperation, pushed him to click on the video. What's the harm in trying one more time, he thought. The speaker in the video began talking about his own struggles, how he too had felt stuck and hopeless. It was like hearing his own story, only this man had found a way out. He talked about 5 key secrets that helped him not just survive, but thrive. As Jake listened, something started to shift inside him. Jake's story is one that many of us can relate to, feeling stuck, frustrated, and overwhelmed. But what Jake didn't realize at the time was that there were 5 key secrets that could change everything. These are the same secrets that helped Jake turn his life around, and they can do the same for you. In the following sections, we're going to break down each of these 5 secrets, one by one, so you can take control of your own journey, just like Jake did. Each secret is a powerful tool that, when applied, can cut down the time it takes to master any skill or goal. Ready to dive into the secrets that will transform your life? Let's get started with the first one, setting clear goals. For years, Jake had been chasing countless goals, but none of them seemed to stick. Like many of us, he worked hard, balancing multiple tasks such as learning new skills, managing finances, and improving communication. But despite his efforts, the results were minimal. The issue wasn't Jake's work ethic, it was his lack of focus. His goals were vague, things like, "I want to get better at programming," or "I need to improve my financial situation." Without concrete and measurable targets, his progress was impossible to track, leaving him feeling as though he was spinning his wheels. This is a common problem for many people, not a lack of effort, but a lack of clarity. You can work endlessly, but without a clear destination, you'll likely end up going in circles, expending energy without moving forward. The real key to success lies in setting specific, measurable goals. Instead of vague aspirations like, "I want to improve," it's crucial to define exactly what you want to achieve and how you will measure success. Clear goals act like a compass. They give you direction, focus, and purpose. Without them, you're merely reacting to the demands of the day rather than moving toward something meaningful. By setting specific goals, you gain the ability to track progress, and each small victory becomes a motivator, pushing you further along your path. Take the example of learning a skill. Rather than vaguely stating, "I want to learn programming," set a clear and achievable goal, like mastering mobile app development within 3 months. Breaking down this goal into smaller, actionable steps, such as completing a course module each week, makes it less overwhelming and allows you to see tangible progress. This focus enables you to stay on track and avoids the frustration that comes from feeling like you're not moving forward. Having a well-defined time frame also creates a sense of urgency. When you know you have a limited period, say 3 months, to reach your goal, Each day becomes an opportunity to make meaningful progress. You're no longer wandering aimlessly or hoping things will just fall into place. Instead, you're working deliberately, making purposeful strides toward your goal. Multitasking is often seen as a strength, but it's actually one of the biggest barriers to success. When you try to juggle too many tasks at once, your energy is divided and momentum is lost. Focusing on one task at a time allows you to go deeper, truly mastering the skill before moving on to the next. This concentrated effort yields faster and more meaningful results. Many struggle with learning because they attempt too much at once, balancing work, finances, skill development, and more. This scattered approach rarely leads to success. Mastery comes not from breadth, but from depth of focus. The more you concentrate on one goal, the faster and more effectively you progress. Once you set a clear goal, everything else starts to fall into place. Each task becomes part of a larger strategy, and every step forward feels purposeful. You're no longer just checking off tasks, you're building towards something substantial. Take a moment to reflect on your own goals. What is the one thing that, if you focused all your energy on it, could make a significant difference in your career or personal life? Set a specific goal and give yourself a deadline. Whether it's mastering a new skill, excelling at your job, or improving your personal growth, focus on that one thing and commit to following through. By narrowing your focus and creating a roadmap, you eliminate the overwhelm that comes with trying to tackle too many things at once. Each day brings you closer to your goal, and with each small achievement, your confidence grows. This approach does more than just make you more productive. It transforms the way you approach challenges. You're no longer overwhelmed by chaos or uncertainty. Instead, every action you take is intentional, bringing you one step closer to the success you seek. With this newfound approach, Jake's learning process changed completely. He no longer felt overwhelmed by the mountain of tasks or unsure of where to start. Instead, with his clear roadmap, each day became a purposeful step toward his goal. The well-defined milestones allowed him to see real progress, building his confidence and keeping him motivated. In the end, clarity, focus, and a defined time frame were the elements that turned Jake's chaotic journey into an organized, achievable one. His transformation wasn't just about checking boxes. It was about taking control of his learning in a way that felt productive and fulfilling. Finding the right mentor and strategy. There's a critical point in any journey where you realize you can't do it all alone. No matter how hard you try, there comes a time when working smart is more important than just working hard. In the midst of struggling to figure things out, it becomes clear that having a mentor, someone who's already walked the path, is key to breaking free from the cycle of frustration and slow progress. For someone stuck in a maze of information, constantly jumping from one resource to another, it can feel like nothing is clicking. Reading countless books, watching endless tutorials, trying different strategies, but nothing seems to work. The missing piece isn't more information, it's the right guidance. Many people find themselves in this exact position, working harder and harder but still not getting anywhere. That's when the realization hits. It's not about knowing more. It's about finding someone who's already succeeded and can show the way forward. A mentor doesn't just provide knowledge. They offer clarity and a step-by-step plan to reach the goal faster, avoiding the common pitfalls and dead ends that slow down progress. Here's what changes when you find the right mentor. Everything becomes focused. Instead of wandering through random resources, you get a clear, actionable plan that makes sense for your specific goal. Every task, every step is designed with purpose. No more wasting time on distractions. You're moving forward with intent, knowing exactly what needs to be done next. Mentorship isn't just about learning a skill. It's about understanding the process of mastering that skill. A mentor helps you focus on what truly matters, cutting out the noise and narrowing your attention to what will make the biggest impact. They've been through it all, the successes and the failures, so they know exactly how to guide you toward success in less time. This shift in approach brings more than just professional growth. It sparks a transformation in mindset. When you follow a strategy built by someone who knows the way, you regain control over your progress. Each step forward feels deliberate, and instead of feeling lost or overwhelmed, there's a sense of purpose driving you. The biggest lesson here? Mentorship accelerates growth. Trying to figure everything out on your own often leads to burnout. But with someone who's already achieved what you're aiming for, you cut months, even years, off your learning curve. The mentor's experience saves you from making the same mistakes they did, allowing you to progress faster and with more confidence. It's not just about getting advice, it's about having someone who holds you accountable, pushing you when needed, and showing you how to make real, tangible progress. When that guidance is paired with a clear strategy, suddenly, every effort feels worthwhile. Every task serves a greater purpose. The overwhelming chaos fades, replaced by a structure that makes the journey toward mastery not only possible, but efficient. Now think about where you are today. Are you still trying to navigate through endless resources on your own? It's time to seek guidance. There's someone out there who's already achieved the success you're aiming for, and their experience can be your roadmap. Stop wasting time and energy and start following a proven path. This is the moment to take action. Don't wait until you're completely exhausted by trial and error. Reach out, find that mentor, follow their strategy, and see how quickly things change when you stop trying to do it all on your own. Continuous feedback and immediate adjustment. When you're trying to master any skill, one of the most crucial factors for fast progress is getting continuous feedback and making immediate adjustments. It's not just about working hard, it's about knowing exactly what's working and what's not, and then changing your approach to optimize your results. This is something that many people overlook, leaving them stuck in the same cycle of failure. Feedback is how you check your progress and determine if you're on the right path. Think of it like driving down a long road. If you don't know where you are, how can you be sure you're heading in the right direction? Feedback is your map, helping you stay on course and allowing you to adjust before things go too far off track. But feedback isn't just about getting advice from others. It's an essential part of the learning and growing process. When you keep pushing forward without feedback, it's easy to keep making the same mistakes over and over again without realizing it. You're wasting time and effort that could be better spent making real progress. A few honest insights from someone experienced or even from the results you're seeing can change your entire approach. The power of immediate adjustment comes from your ability to pivot quickly, rather than waiting until things have gone completely wrong to fix them. If you don't realize you're heading in the wrong direction until months or even years later, you've wasted valuable time. But if you know how to listen to feedback, accept it, and act on it immediately, you'll not only progress faster but also feel more confident in everything you do. Think about someone learning to play an instrument. Instead of practicing for hours without direction, they get feedback from a skilled teacher. The moment they know where they're making mistakes, they can correct them right away, which helps them improve much faster than if they were trying to figure it all out on their own. But feedback doesn't always have to come from others. It can come from yourself too. Self-assessment and adjusting based on what you see every day is just as important. Take a little time each day to reflect on your work. What's working, what's not. Don't wait until things are a mess to make changes. Tweak your approach as soon as you notice something isn't working, and you'll see incredible progress. Here's the takeaway. Don't be afraid to get feedback, and don't hesitate to make changes. Every time you receive feedback, look at it as an opportunity to learn and grow. The key is to act right away. Don't wait. The faster you adjust, the faster you'll improve. When you combine continuous feedback with immediate adjustments, you won't just learn faster. You'll avoid those long-lasting mistakes that hold most people back, getting you to success much sooner. Ask yourself, are you getting enough feedback? Are you ready to make immediate changes for better results? This is the moment to take action. Reinforce your knowledge by teaching others. One of the most powerful ways to solidify what you've learned is by teaching it to someone else. This might seem counterintuitive at first. How can you teach something you're still mastering yourself? But here's the truth. When you teach, You're forced to break down complex ideas into simple, understandable concepts. This not only reinforces your own understanding, but reveals gaps in your knowledge that you can address right away. When you share what you've learned, you're not just helping someone else, you're actually cementing the material in your own mind. This is because teaching transforms passive learning into an active process. Instead of just absorbing information, you're applying it, rewording it, and using your own examples to explain it. This active engagement helps you remember the information better and understand it on a deeper level. Think about it. Whenever you've explained something to a friend or colleague, haven't you found that you suddenly understand it better yourself? That's the power of teaching. It's a tool not just for educating others, but for mastering the material in a way that sticks with you long term. Teaching also makes you more accountable. When you know that someone is relying on you to guide them, you push yourself harder. You become more disciplined, more focused, and more determined to truly understand what you're sharing. There's a saying that goes, "The best way to learn is to teach," and it couldn't be truer. By teaching others, you're not just sharing knowledge, you're reinforcing your own. This principle doesn't just apply to formal teaching. You don't need to be in a classroom or leading a workshop to get the benefits. It can be as simple as sharing insights with a colleague, explaining a concept to a friend, or even writing about your learning experience in a blog. The more you share, the more confident you become and the deeper your understanding grows. Teaching forces you to get specific. You can't rely on vague notions or half-formed ideas when you're explaining something to someone else. You need clarity and depth, which means you have to dive into the material in ways you might not have done otherwise. You'll quickly find that the act of teaching strengthens your grasp of even the most challenging subjects. And let's not forget the impact it has on others. When you help someone learn something new, you're giving them a gift, opening doors of opportunity for them just like someone might have done for you. The process of sharing knowledge builds relationships, creates connections, and empowers both you and those you teach. It's an act of generosity that comes full circle. The bottom line? When you teach, you learn twice. Not only are you reinforcing your own understanding, but you're also creating value for someone else. It's a win-win. You deepen your mastery, boost your confidence, and, in the process, make a positive impact on others. Whether it's mentoring a colleague, helping a friend, or creating educational content online, sharing what you know will take your learning to the next level. So ask yourself, how can you start teaching what you've learned today? Whether it's in a small conversation or a larger platform, find ways to share your knowledge. In doing so, you'll not only help others, you'll help yourself grow, solidify your learning, and reach new heights of mastery. Break it down and continuously improve. When you're facing a large goal or trying to master a complex skill, it's easy to feel overwhelmed. The task seems too big, too distant, and impossible to reach in one go. But here's the truth. Mastery isn't achieved in one massive leap. It's built step by step, piece by piece. The key is to break it down into smaller, more manageable parts, and focus on improving continuously. The power of breaking down a goal is that it transforms something that feels out of reach into something achievable. Imagine trying to learn a new skill all at once. It would feel insurmountable. But if you divide it into smaller, digestible tasks, suddenly it feels doable. Each task becomes a milestone, and with each one you complete, you move closer to your end goal. Instead of feeling lost or overwhelmed, you'll feel like you're making progress even if the steps are small. This approach also helps prevent burnout. Many people give up not because they don't have the potential, but because they've taken on too much at once. The weight of everything combined can feel suffocating. By breaking it down, you give yourself the breathing room to focus on one thing at a time, making the process not just more efficient, but more enjoyable. You'll start seeing results faster, and that progress will fuel your motivation to keep pushing forward. But breaking it down is just the first part of the equation. The real magic happens when you combine it with continuous improvement. No matter how good you are at something, there's always room for growth. The best way to master anything quickly is to make small incremental improvements every day. Instead of aiming for perfection from the start, aim for progress. Each day, focus on being just a little bit better than the day before. This constant refinement adds up over time, and before you know it, you've made significant leaps forward. Think about how this approach can apply to your own life. Whether it's learning a new skill, achieving a fitness goal, or advancing in your career, breaking it down and continuously improving can make all the difference. When you stop trying to do everything at once and focus on one small improvement at a time, the process becomes much more manageable. You'll stop feeling like you're struggling and start feeling like you're steadily moving forward. In the end, mastery isn't about doing one big thing right. It's about doing many small things right, consistently. So, break down that big goal into smaller tasks and commit to improving each step along the way. The journey may seem long, but when you tackle it one step at a time, you'll reach the finish line faster than you ever thought possible. Every great journey begins with a single step, but it's the right strategy that ensures you reach your destination faster and with purpose. You now hold the 5 key secrets to mastering anything fast. These aren't abstract theories or fleeting ideas. They are time-tested principles designed to unlock your potential, sharpen your focus, and propel you toward success. We've learned that clear goals provide the compass that keeps you focused. Mentorship accelerates your growth by giving you direction and purpose. Continuous feedback refines your approach, ensuring you're not wasting time on the wrong things. Teaching others deepens your mastery, and breaking down big goals into manageable steps ensures consistent progress. But these principles only work if you apply them. Knowing the secrets to mastering anything is only half the battle. Action is where the real transformation begins. The difference between staying stuck in mediocrity and accelerating toward greatness lies in whether you're willing to take that leap and make these strategies part of your everyday life. Imagine what your life could look like in 3 months, 6 months, or a year if you committed to mastering these 5 secrets. What could you achieve? How would it feel to finally break free from the patterns that have held you back? This isn't just about learning faster. It's about redefining your potential, breaking through barriers and realizing that you have the power to shape your future. Now is the time. No more waiting for the perfect moment. No more doubting your ability. If you want to master anything fast, you need to take control, starting today. Whether it's a new skill, a career shift, or a personal goal, these secrets will be your guide. So, what's next? Take action. Commit to these principles. Set that clear goal. Seek out that mentor. Embrace feedback. Share what you've learned. Break your journey down into steps and take the first one now. Your future self will thank you. You've got the tools. You've got the knowledge. Now go out there and master anything faster than you ever thought possible. The time is now, and you are more ready than ever.